You're watching the USL on CBS Sports, presented by Best Western. Tonight, from Las Vegas, Nevada, it's Las Vegas Lights FC playing host to Phoenix Rising FC. Sunny skies here in Sin City. We are ready to close out this midweek doubleheader in the USL Championship. The standings in the Western Conference starting to get into this crucial stretch of the season into the summer. Phoenix right now on the plus side of the playoff line, while the result for Las Vegas could move them above that playoff line. Welcome into Cashman Field with the former Georgia standout Marion Crowder. I'm Josh Eastern. A new era for both Las Vegas and Phoenix in 2025. Two new head coaches, but for Phoenix Rising, that new change has come with a lot of goals.
15 new players into the mix to start the season. No question from day one that this team could score, but with that has come a distinct identity, a culture that competes, and that's something that not many teams can say. And on the other side, Las Vegas Lights' new head coach, Anthony Nocerino. He has brought a new system into Las Vegas, one that's much more defensive by nature. And early on, Josh, the returns were there. 6 clean sheets in their first 8 matches. But as that defensive structure has been questioned of late, 7 goals conceded in their last 2, the attack has yet to evolve. And when we pull these offensive numbers into the limelight, notice the steep drop in goals scored compared to last season, and just how notable of a dip it's been with how often they're entering into dangerous spaces.
Right now, the Lights tied for the least goals in the USL Championship after Hartford put 4 past Indy tonight. They're still looking for that attack to evolve.
And they're waiting for that identity, someone to take leadership of this group. A huge possession drop, and while we've given credit to this attack, the offensive side of the ball has to start taking on some of that burden.
For Phoenix Rising, it's been a different story. They've been pouring in the goals, one of the highest scoring teams in the USL Championship.
When you think about this Phoenix Rising attack, you think about freedom, you think about tempo, you think about risk, all words that come to mind. They've got a lot of individual firepower, they've got skill that can slice you up 1v1, pace that can get behind you vertically. And over the last few matches, we've started to see this chemistry build. And with that, the creativity has progressed, largely led by Hope Aveyevu. He's at his most dangerous running at the back line, because you have to respect his individual ability to take you on, but it's his partnership with the players around him and his distribution ability that has been one of the bright spots of Phoenix Rising attack.
Hope Aveyevu, the third most big chances created in the USL Championship. He'll help lead the line tonight for Phoenix. Getting you set for first kick from Las Vegas. It's the first matchup of 2025 between Las Vegas Lights and Phoenix Rising. We'll have lineups and first kick on the way. The 20th all-time meeting between Las Vegas Lights and Phoenix Rising. The last one may have been one of the best. It was Las Vegas who went down in the 60th minute. Remy Cabral scoring just at the hour mark to put Phoenix Rising ahead 1-0, but then 2 goals late in the second half stoppage time. JC Ngannou 90+6, and then Grayson Duty 90+9, stealing the result for Las Vegas on the night in Phoenix. Starting lineups for Las Vegas Lights FC and head coach Antonio Nocerino, a 4-2-3-1 tonight. The midfield's going to be crucial for the home side.
They are, and oftentimes they're going to drop into an even deeper 5-4-1. Look for Dawada Peters. He's inserted into that double pivot role alongside Patrick Leal. The 2 wingers, Pinzone and Zhao, they find themselves back into the starting 11, but Josh, a lot of burden here on Johnny Rodriguez.
For Phoenix Rising and head coach Pam Moduka, a 4-3-3 tonight. The back line coming off a clean sheet last time out.
As much credit as we've given this attacking front, it has been a problematic start defensively, and only twice this season we've seen the same back four across all 11 matches. Small change to that back line tonight. Braxton Montgomery moving over to partner with Oxella Singay. Ryan Flood, who found the back of the net last match, he steps in at left back.
Carl Saint is out tonight. That is Isan Sako, his first season with Phoenix Rising, his whole career in France. 4 assists so far this year. Another first-year player for Las Vegas Lights. It's Johnny Rodriguez, 3 goals. The 26-year-old from Fresno spent 5 seasons with the Oakland Roots, scored 33 goals in 112 appearances with the Roots, and now coming here to the desert to ply his trade with the Lights. That about gets us set for first kick tonight. Our referee is the former USL Championship Referee of the Year in Matt Thompson. It is Phoenix in the black tops. It is Las Vegas in the blue tops as we are ready to go to close out the night in the USL Championship. There is the whistle, and we are underway tonight from Las Vegas. Las Vegas Lights FC and Phoenix Rising. A very warm night here in Vegas, 91 degrees Fahrenheit at kickoff, but as it does in the desert, it'll get a little chillier as the sun goes down. But don't get it mistaken from that last matchup of 2024 between Las Vegas and Phoenix. This is a series that Phoenix has dominated. 10 wins, 5 losses, 4 draws, all time against the Lights. 5-3-3 here at Cashman. They didn't win, though, either of those games last year, did Phoenix against Las Vegas. Now they come here to Cashman Field looking to start this series again. Phoenix, they've won 2 straight coming in. Las Vegas looking to play out and try to get on the ball early, as we showed in the open, something they haven't necessarily done so far this season. Valentin Noel has been a crucial player for this team, much like he was last year. There was some contact there. It's a free kick that will go back the other way. Both number 23s coming together. Yunus Boudadi for Las Vegas. There's Ryan Flood for Phoenix. Phoenix coming off that 2-0 win against Monterey Bay. 2 straight wins, their first win streak of 2025. They were 6 winless in all competitions before those 2 wins. So starting to get things back on track are Phoenix Rising at 13 points, 3 wins, 3 losses, 4 draws so far this year. It's been of a different story though for Las Vegas. Last year they started out 3-6-1. This year 3-4-3. So they're technically a little bit better in terms of their point total, but it just doesn't seem like it's all been there so far this year for Las Vegas.
They really haven't found their attacking identity quite yet, and we talked in the open about the new style that Anthony Nocerino has brought to this side. Get back to that in a moment.
Phoenix coming into the attack, not dealt with there, as this will run all the way out of play.
Anthony Nocerino, he's brought this defensive organization to Las Vegas, and while it's worked on the front end, 6 clean sheets in their first 8, we've yet to see this attack really evolve and try to take on some of that burden.
Those 6 clean sheets tied for the most in the USL Championship here in 2025. We say that it hasn't really gone the way we thought it would for Las Vegas, but maybe that's because we saw what they did last year, and maybe the expectations a little bit higher here in 2025 after making the playoffs for the first time. They finished in 4th place. They had a decent run before losing out to the eventual champions. Throw in, looking for Joe Zhao. Skierce getting a touch on it for Phoenix. He did score in that last match against Monterey Bay. A 2-0 win for Phoenix. Long switch of play. Pinzone trying to keep it alive. He touches it out wide. Chance to deliver here early on. Long cross that will go all the way out of play. A positive start so far for Las Vegas, trying to get things going in the attack tonight.
One thing that will greatly help this Las Vegas Light side is they've struggled on the defensive end. 7 goals conceded in their last 2 matches. A lot of that's due to a poor spell of possession in the attacking third. And while we've seen some promising moments from them on the direct side of the ball, a more direct style of play, we've yet to really see longer spells of possession. Really, this attack take off some of the burden of having to defend all the time. And early on, already seeing perhaps a much more positive start to that in these opening 5 minutes.
It's not that Phoenix Rising is a big possession team either. They're in the bottom half of the league, under 48% possession per game. But as coaches say, possession isn't everything. It's what you do with the ball. Okello through the middle.
Look at this Phoenix Rising side in terms of, obviously we touched it on the open, 15 new players, right? Not the same side, but if we look at that 2023 title-winning squad, this 2025 team is on par in the attack for exactly what that 2023 squad did. If we projected the trends now, they'd be looking at just 2 goals shy of where they were at in 2023. And on the flip side, by that same comparison, Phoenix are on pace to concede 20 more goals than their championship campaign. And Josh, you mentioned it on the top of this match. They finally got their first clean sheet. And it's no coincidence that that's the first time we've seen a consistent back 4 for this Phoenix Rising side.
Then all of a sudden it gets changed. A little tweak tonight at the back. Carl Saint not part of the squad tonight. Now there is matchup coming on the weekend back into the USL Jägermeister Cup, the cup between USL Championship and USL League One clubs. So it'll be Phoenix taking on New Mexico over the weekend. That's always a big one for Phoenix Rising. We'll be hosting that one as it's one back in the middle. Here come the Las Vegas Lights. Good overlap there on the far side. Going to ground was Colin Smith to cut this one out. A throw-in on the way for Las Vegas. Las Vegas last time out over the weekend, a 2-1 loss against El Paso. Johnny Rodriguez getting on the score sheet. But now it's 2 straight losses for Las Vegas coming into play tonight after they were unbeaten in 4 in all competitions. They only have 1 win in the last 4 games in USL Championship play. To decipher the different competitions this year, with the USL Championship participating in the Jägermeister Cup for the first time, and also US Open Cup action over the last few weeks, although Las Vegas and Phoenix both bowing out of that competition. Ryan Flood will come forward. We'll see if he has a long throw in his locker here. Oh, he's got that big club on his right arm. Here's Formella, who scored some big goals in the past for Phoenix Rising. The one against San Diego a few years ago in the playoffs, and the run to the title always comes to mind for Formella. There's Avayevu to move it out wide. Sacco back for Smith. Phoenix trying to keep some time on the ball here. Skierce flicked it along. Sacco taking off the ball, and Las Vegas now can look upfield. They all trying to come through the middle. Challenge put in by Okello, and a free kick will go the way of the Lights.
And you'll see Noble Okello on the transitional moment here, but he's going to be a key for them actually offensively. He's going to start to drift in and out of central spaces. That's exactly where he's coming from in that transitional moment of defense. And as we continue to highlight this Phoenix Rising defensive group, it's hard to do it without the newest addition, Axel Asinge. Signed with the team earlier in May, started almost immediately, and since his insertion, 1 draw, 2 wins, including the aforementioned New Mexico, current top of the Western Conference, and their first clean sheet of 2025.
Senge, the 22-year-old, a long spell with the LA Galaxy setup and then Ventura County in MLS Next Pro. He actually made his pro debut with Los Dos back in 2021 against Phoenix Rising. Fortunately, on that night, it was a big win for Rising. Big switch of field here for Joe Zhao. Deflected out again, a throw-in on the way for Las Vegas. Las Vegas has had Phoenix's number as of late. They've won 4 of the last 7 in this series. That's 4 wins, a loss, and 2 draws. And to keep up that fine form, including winning the series in 2024. Antonio Nocerino not in agreement with that decision as Peters commits the foul. Here's Skeers. Senge coming forward and finding Colin Smith. Oh, a pretty experienced USL Championship player is Smith. He continues his run forward. Phoenix will look to just keep more time on the ball. The line, that's a Senge all the way to the end line. All he can do is just trying to smash it across the face of goal, nothing on, and it's out for a goal kick. Show off your team pride in style with official merch from shopusl.com. Check out brand new tees, hoodies, novelty items, and more of your favorite USL team at shopusl.com by scanning the QR code now. Saw San Antonio, they're featured on that graphic there. A 1-1 draw earlier tonight with FC Tulsa. Part of our doubleheader here on CBS Sports Network tonight. The other game was in Indy. 4-4 between Indy 11 and Hartford Athletic. Hartford had scored 5 goals all season long going into that game. They put 4 past Indy, but nobody can get that win. 4-4 the final. Let's hope we can get something like that here tonight.
I wouldn't hate it.
Las Vegas, a team that's been great defensively. Phoenix, though, they've been able to score the goals. Let's see what we get here through these remaining 80 minutes.
And as we talk about this Las Vegas light side and the pros and cons to this new defensive-oriented style that Antonio Nocerino brings, excuse me, one of the things that is so critical about it is it does work against teams, particularly like this Phoenix Rising side, teams who aren't afraid to send numbers forward. You're forcing a team like Phoenix Rising, who like to go with tempo, like to go with numbers, to be a bit more patient, be willing to break down a more congested structure. And potentially a style of play that could bode in their favor here this evening.
Peters getting to know each other on this Wednesday evening. A free kick on the way for Phoenix. It will be Hope Aveyevu to stand over this. First-year player in the USL Championship, 3 seasons with North Texas. USL League One champions back in 2019 for their move to MLS Next Pro. Matt Thompson having to come over and move this free kick back by maybe 2-3 yards. That is a good way to do it. Step on the mark. It's invisible now, and mark it about a yard in front of it. Avievu delivers. The header going towards goal. It hits the top of the crossbar. It is out of play. It's a corner kick on the way for Phoenix Rising. First of the game.
Set pieces have been a point of emphasis for this Phoenix Rising team as they continue to progress in just about every facet. We've seen a couple more set piece goals from them in recent matches.
Ryan Flood standing over this now for Rising. It'll be an in-swinger from that far side. Flood. Good pace behind it, but it's headed away. It didn't beat the first man. Comes off to the near side. Montgomery. They'll just circle it around. Smith. He'll send it forward again. Flicked header by Skierce. Out of play and goal kick for Las Vegas. Pamoduka, first season as head coach with Phoenix Rising. Spent the last couple of years as an assistant coach with Charlotte FC. Before that, a head coach with Pacific FC in the Canadian Premier League and with North Texas in his past as well. So some familiarity with a few of the players that they have brought in this year. 15 new players. Phoenix just a few years removed from winning that first ever title. A playoff appearance last year. But now it's a very new look Phoenix team here in 2025.
It is, and it's a team who is slowly progressing. They felt like it was as close to a complete 90-minute performance as they've gotten their last match versus Monterey Bay. But the thing I take from Pamoduka is the massive pride that he has in the crest that he represents. And that's a trickle-down effect into the players. We talked about it in the open, just how much pride this group has. And the fact that despite so many injuries early on to start the season, they have found a way to get it done. This is a group that competes from the start of the whistle to the end.
Advantage being played here. A great conversation as well. USL All Access this week with Mike Watts, Devin Kerr with Pamoduka. Here's Joe Zhao cutting this back towards the penalty spot. It's cut out. We talked with assistant coach Vikram Virk this week as well, and he said what he's been most pleased with is the growth. This team really coming together, finding those combinations, and hearing some comments from JP Skierce as well. He said after that game against Monterey Bay, you could really feel a shift in momentum. He thinks it's only going to grow for this team, and talking with, or hearing from a lot of different people around the club, it's a common trend around Phoenix Rising. Throw-in coming for Las Vegas. This will have to be a few yards back, but it's thrown back anyway. Here's Elias Gartig to restart things for Las Vegas. Las Vegas looking to progress forward. Johnny Rodriguez trying to put a foot in. Nothing on there for the Lights, and Phoenix get it back under their spell. Now some pressure here at the back. Smith forced to go over the top, but this comes off well for Ryan Flood. An attack-minded left back is Flood. Spent a season in Ireland, and he really lit up the score sheet across the pond. Here's Smith, back out wide. Hope Avievu in a more central position. Noble Okello surveying his options. Not too much of a surprise, but it is Phoenix bossing this game in terms of possession. Senge down the line again. So roll this through the middle. It was right in between Cabral and Okello. Okello nearly won the second ball. Now Formella chases this down and cuts it back for Okello. Rolled through the middle, trying to flick it along. Hello trying to keep it alive. Now Joe Zhao steps in. There's Leal. He couldn't keep it. JP Skierce, a good step from his midfield position, and he earns the free kick. That's well done from JP Skierce.
And this entire thing actually got started with Asenge's ability on the ball. He beat that initial line of pressure. He's done it twice now. And then it's just about the player rotation on the other side of the ball. JP Skierce welcoming that contact, knows he doesn't really have any options, and out just a bit too easy from Las Vegas there.
Matt Thompson talking with AR here. See if anything else happened after that play. Rodriguez, Pamoduka talking things over as well. Pamoduka meeting the team here in Las Vegas. He was off in Wales finishing his UEFA coaching license. Phoenix haven't played in about 10 days. Their last game coming on the 17th, that 2-0 win against Monterey Bay. And Matt Thompson still figuring things out here with the fourth official. It's Abdul Razak Juma. Must have been something that happened away from the ball. Matt Thompson having a conversation with now a few players.
Players who weren't even involved in this foul call at that.
Braxton Montgomery. And it looks like Johnny Rodriguez, the other one. Patrick Rakowski would like a word as well, talking with the AR here on the near side. Doesn't appear anything is necessarily going to come from this. Back to play, a free kick on the way for Phoenix Rising. Avayevu standing over it. Avayevu lifts this back post over everybody's head and out of play. Right about at the midway point tonight from Las Vegas. Las Vegas Lights FC, Phoenix Rising FC. Part of this double dip here on CBS Sports Network in the USL Championship. Las Vegas Lights, pretty much a completely new look team after what they were a season ago, or it's a very similar team, but in terms of the ownership structure, last season it was Jose Bautista coming in, named the owner in January of 2024. John Leonardo Neglia, the sporting director, also coming into the club. They really changed this club a year ago. Is there some contact here? It's a yellow card that will be shown. And this is going to be right on the edge of the area. If you're with us for our first game of the doubleheader, there was also a very close call right on the edge of the area. This one, though, given as a free kick.
Hope Avievo just drifting out of that central pocket, and it's going to be the second in close proximity for Leal. No doubt about it. Yellow card and outside of the box. Our first game, as you mentioned. Home crowd not so lucky.
Leal into the book now for Las Vegas.
Very interesting placement for Hope Avievu. A couple of options here, especially with the skill that he possesses. He's got the ability to bend that over a two-man wall into the near post. He's also got plenty of set-piece targets on the back post and can put Rosarena in a dangerous position.
This one is flicked in! Noble Okello nods it home. 1-0 Phoenix.
Well, right now, Phoenix Rising just picking on Patrick Leal a bit. Hope Avievu slices him up 1v1, and not just that, but what a picture-perfect ball. Noble Okello, lost by Johnny Rodriguez on the back stick, just finds the shoulder, and it's not even into his run. It's a very awkward finish, but one where he just glides it home. Doesn't try to do too much, just helps it on. And set pieces, a critical point of emphasis for this Phoenix Rising team as they progress through every single third. And Noble Okello doing exactly what they want to do on the road.
Always a target on set pieces is Noble Okello, standing at 6'5", and now has his second goal of the season, his first coming very early on in the season against El Paso. Phoenix get that goal on the road coming into play tonight. One of the highest scoring teams in the league, and now it's Las Vegas looking to respond. A foul here, and a free kick will be coming for the Lights.
And that's ultimately the question. Recently, we haven't seen this Las Vegas attack be able to respond after going down in a match. But already, 30 seconds after the goal, you can see numbers pushing forward. It's been a much more progressive shape for the entirety, really, of the first half.
A yellow card shown to Isan Sako here. You can see that forearm right in the back of the Las Vegas player. And now it's a free kick on the way for the Lights. Nigro back to his feet. Valentin Noel will stand over this set piece as well. Noel delivers. Bouncing around the middle, not a convincing first clearance. The second one better. Phoenix looking to get out in transition. Good work there by Noel to pick it up again and move it down the line. Gonna roll it back through the middle, broken up. And the Lights will move this one back again for Raiko Rosarena. Floated forward, Joe Zhao. Thought he won his team a throw, and instead it's Ryan Flood that will get this back in play for Phoenix. These last couple of years, going back to our conversation a few minutes ago with Jose Bautista coming into the club, Jean Leonardo Neglia coming in as the sporting director. They brought in Dennis Sanchez, and what a season he was able to put together for this Las Vegas team. Basically in a month to put it all together. Then he moves on to New Mexico on Christmas Eve after 1 year in charge. Some changes within the club, some record transfers as well. Joe Hafferty going to Lexington, Corey Bennett going to Kuwait. Both of those club record transfers, one after the other. Although you look at the players on the field, it's a very similar team. In the dugout, it's Antonio Nocerino coming over from Miami FC. So there's a bit of new, a bit of old. Now they're trying to mesh this together here in 2025.
And the two biggest stats are the 6 clean sheets from 3 at this point in the season in 2024, and 7 goals from 14 at this point in the season in 2024. And that tells you two things, right? That early on, this did show promise. This style of play did show promise. And while there are pros and cons, one of the weaknesses is being able to break teams down in a more creative manner. But we're already seeing that progress in this match. We've seen a few more numbers flying forward. We're seeing Budati, Nigro get a little bit more in an advanced position than we've seen them in previous matches. And then the pro to that is, as they've proven in several of these matches, they can be very tough to break down. When they get into that 4-2-3-1, drop down into more of a 5-4-1, it's a lot of congested areas that teams often aren't patient enough to build through. But when you play a very vertical style in terms of generating fewer chances because you are more defensively structured, you rely on moments like this, these counter-attacking opportunities.
Rodriguez down the line. That's Formella coming back from his winger position to win that for Phoenix. Now it's Phoenix looking back the other way with Noble Okello, the goal scorer tonight. Chipped into the middle for Hope Aveyevu. There's a Rosarena coming out of nowhere to punch it away. Here's some contact in the middle, but advantage being played here for Las Vegas. Joe Chow cuts it in. Plays the square ball, chance to tee this up. Nigro keeps it moving. It's cut in field again, and the shot is well wide of Patrick Rakowski in goal. Michael Rosarena. They come up with a big play here for Las Vegas.
And he has no choice. He's absolutely got to come out and get this one. Hope Aveyevu, what an intelligent run on the back shoulder of everyone. Las Vegas mesmerized by Noble Okello on the ball. Michael Rosarena reads it the whole way.
And it was back the other way. Las Vegas trying to get something going themselves. Going back to that last game for Phoenix, 5 shots conceded against Monterey Bay with 0 on target. Patrick Rakowski hasn't been the busiest of goalkeepers as of late. 30 minutes gone tonight from Cashman Field in Las Vegas. Temperature at kickoff was in the 90s, so a hydration break here coming. Phoenix Rising getting on the score sheet. Hope Aveyevu to Noble Okello.
They've had the majority of this match in hand, but it's in a dead ball situation, a place where they have had a point of progression throughout training, throughout matches. And Hope Aveyevu, what a delivery. Noble Okello, the movement off of that ball just to get on the back shoulder of Johnny Rodriguez there. Michael Rosarena, he has to stay put, has to protect the central space, and Okello, brilliant finish.
Hydration break here in Las Vegas. Hot temperatures last week of May. So glad you can be with us for the second game of our doubleheader here on CBS Sports Network. Las Vegas Lights hosting Phoenix Rising. A couple of Western Conference matchups on this Wednesday evening. First game was San Antonio 1, FC Tulsa 1. It's been a solid start to the season for FC Tulsa. Currently on 17 points. Same goes for San Antonio, also on 17 points. Right now it is New Mexico United leading the way in the West. Dennis Sanchez's side has been very solid. 7 wins, 3 losses, 21 points. Tied for the second most wins in all of the USL Championship. Both Both these teams playing catch-up for all three of those teams mentioned at the top of this Western Conference. It was Las Vegas who got a good look at El Paso, who has also had a good start to this year under Wilmer Cabrera. They're currently in second spot on 19 points, 2 points behind first place New Mexico. Phoenix showing that pressure higher up the field, forcing Las Vegas to go over the top. They put it out. That's a win there for Phoenix in terms of their pressure.
Phoenix has done really well to recognize those moments that Las Vegas Lights players are choosing to go backwards. And Josh, that puts a lot of burden on Johnny Rodriguez. We said that when we looked at the lineups. His ability to recognize moments of hold-up play and linking lines versus when to threaten in behind, that's going to have a domino effect on how Las Vegas continues to get out of those high-pressure situations.
Here come the Lights. In zone, dashing in field and looking for an option. Here's Peters. Yunus Budati, experienced USL Championship veteran, approaching 10,000 minutes for his career. He should get that in the next few games if he continues on. This ball coming in, too tall for Rodriguez and taken by Patrick Rakowski. Sacco for Hope Abayevu. Skiers keeps it moving. Sacco, who's been a distributor this year, 4 assists so far for Isan Sacco. This cross comes in, easily dealt with by Arozarena, and he wants to go over the top. There was some contact at midfield. Antonio Nocerino emphatic, asking for a whistle, and it won't come. Another whistle here, and a free kick coming for Phoenix. They've had quite a few free kicks now tonight. That's how they scored that first goal. Patrick Leal has had himself an interesting first 30-plus minutes.
It's been really successful for Phoenix when they've done the majority of the build on that right-hand side, and they find that switch of the point over here in a 1v1 matchup with Patrick Leal. He's often shifted outside to the width, and has found himself in some precarious situations throughout the 36 minutes tonight.
It's delivered, flicked on goal, and just wide. Nearly there for JP Skiers. A couple of Arizona natives getting on the score sheet over the weekend, or a couple weeks ago, rather, against Monterey Bay. Skiers and Ryan Flood. Arena again forced to step forward, play this through the middle. Rodriguez off for Joe Zhao. Zhao tries to cut this one back. Good defending by Montgomery. He's asking for a goal kick. Instead, though, it's a corner on the way for Las Vegas.
Two parts to this. I really like what Phoenix is doing in terms of the high pressure situations. Force a team that likes to be a bit more direct, a bit more reliant on those transitional moments, force them to build, but in that same fell swoop, you have to give credit to what Johnny Rodriguez and Joe Zhao are doing and their ability to win those 50-50 balls.
First corner of the night for Las Vegas. Noel, he'll play it short. Nigro delivers on the in-swinger, headed away. Back out to midfield, and Leal. Everybody still forward here for the Lights. This ball's driven out wide again for Nigro. Deft first touch. Nigro now delivers right in front. Oh, it was blocked by his own teammate. Zhao had the chance. Nigro again. This is out of play. That should have been 1-1 for Las Vegas.
No doubt about it. Nigro does everything right. It's a wonderful touch. And then a quick decision, finds the half window, puts the service in a low area into the numbers, and Joe Zhao right now just can't believe that it's his own teammate blocking that ball from going into the back post side netting.
First big chance of this game for Las Vegas. Formella forcing this one back, blocked, and well out of play. Las Vegas again looking to build forward. They've had some good moments going forward. There's been some back and forth nature to this game, maybe more than we would have expected coming in. This has been a good battle through 39 minutes. Whistle here as Smith was fouled. Free kick on the way for Rising. It's Ryan Flood who will come over to take this set piece. A lot of chances on these dead ball situations tonight for Phoenix Rising. Number 8 is who they found for the goal. Flood delivers again. This one straight out of play, nothing on. Let's take a look at the Best Western upcoming schedule. Next game up on CBS Sports Network will be a USL League One matchup. The newcomers Westchester FC on the road, and one of the more fun atmospheres in all of American soccer. Forward Madison will host that one. A couple games in the USL Championship on ESPN2 on June 11th, and then on June 20th as well, that Louisville, Rhode Island game. Maybe a bit of revenge on the cards for Louisville after losing in last year's playoffs, the eventual Eastern Conference champions. Nigro delivering right in front, great service, and put over the bar. Put right where you'd want it to be in that corner of uncertainty. And still nothing there for Vegas.
And it's the recognition to switch this ball over to Nigro. Pinzon does ever so well, and Nigro has been active in the attacking third from his left back position. Johnny Rodriguez calling for a corner kick. Think he's actually got an argument there.
Flood did well defensively there at the back stick. And that's Las Vegas again, getting the ball in good areas. Gennaro Nigro, the most big chances created for Las Vegas this season from his left back position, as here comes Phoenix just right through the middle of that Las Vegas midfield. That was a Senge, and he stayed in the attack. Formella. Right now, nobody in the middle for Las Vegas. There's Noel to pick it up. Final few minutes of this first half. Budati moves it ahead. Leal out wide for Joe Zhao. Zhao driving forward, trying to get the better of Ryan Flood. Zhao, cross is blocked out of play. It'll be a corner kick on the way for Las Vegas again.
Phoenix has been having to weather the majority of the storm this last 15, 20 minutes. Josh, this is arguably the best response we've seen from Las Vegas in terms of when they go down, can the attack start to help out? Can they show a willingness to compete? That question's been answered.
Noel is ready. Driven towards the top of the area. Able to settle and shoot. Big deflection in the middle. Referee waving that away. Pinzon for Nigro. They go with his right foot this time. Lifts it up. Okello there. And Skiers moves it away again. Las Vegas keeping the momentum going forward, although this took a bad bounce. Zhao will just keep this in play. Noel feeds it in the middle, and it's saved by Rakowski. Rodriguez had the chance. Las Vegas getting closer.
This is a different team than we've seen from Las Vegas in recent matches. That effort, the willingness, and this match has opened box to box.
Back the other way, Cabral had the chance in the middle, blocked out a play and a corner kick. That started in the goalkeeper's hands not 10 seconds before. And all the way back the other way, Phoenix now have a set piece.
I've just loved Las Vegas's willingness to match the risk that this Phoenix Rising team typically has going forward. They're not afraid to send numbers, and they know because of that, there aren't as many numbers in the defensive structure oftentimes for Phoenix Rising. And I had a question if they were gonna sit in that 5-4-1, make it just difficult for Phoenix on the attack. But they have come out entirely different and have matched the energy of this Phoenix Rising team in the final third.
Flood, high lofted ball. Skiers not able to keep that ball in play as it caroms out. Catch more footy Friday at 2:45 Eastern as England takes on Portugal in the UEFA Women's Nations League. Don't miss an epic match day 5 right here on CBS Sports Network. Another deflection out of play. It'll be a corner kick on the way. Phoenix now trying to answer back what Las Vegas has provided on the other end. Into 5 minutes of first half stoppage time. Hydration break, part of that. 5 minutes added. Flood again. Just took a corner kick moments ago. We well overhit it. Flood putting this right into the middle. A whistle comes before the ball arrived. A free kick back to the lights. Duka has to be pleased with how his team has played, at least from a results standpoint through this first half. But right now, they've let Las Vegas stick around in this game. Now Dauda Peters through the middle for Noel, that pivot point. Keeps it moving. Nigro's gotten forward. Here's Nigro. Going to grounds, broke it up. Moves it forward again. Ball checked up, and Remy Cabral, oh, he pulls up. Cabral goes down. It looked like he had a chance, clear it on goal. Play will be stopped here as Cabral is down on the surface here. Oh, that is not a good look, at least initially.
This kind of anticipation, something we've gotten used to seeing from Remy Cabral, his ability to pick off these 50-50 challenges and get himself into goal. So there's the initial cleat to cleat, and it was after that initial contact that Cabral pulled up.
A
Wasn't sure if there was contact initially. I wondered if it was just a bad step, but it did look like there was some contact between Cabral and Gartig. Going through the tests here on the field. Has been an important player for this team these last couple years. 3 goals, 2 assists for Cabral here in 2025. Signed that permanent deal with Phoenix Rising in the offseason a year ago. Also had 8 goals in all competitions. He's helped to lead the line for this Phoenix Rising attack. This is an interesting point in this game with Cabral going down as he looks to be in some pain as he is hobbling off. And sub will be coming. If you're Pamoduka, do you throw a player on right now and burn one of those substitution windows? Or do you try to see this first half out, which should only be a minute or 2 longer, down a man and save that sub for halftime, or you can kind of reset things? We'll see what the thinking is. Brawl being helped off the field here.
Really hate to see that. Just the confidence that he has been playing with. Nothing but best wishes to Remy Cabral. And to your point, Josh, Amadou Ka in an interesting position, and it looks like he will burn a substitution. And what a substitution puts in.
It'll be Darius Johnson to enter. 25-year-old, his 2nd season with the club. Johnson, the most shots on goal per game for Phoenix Rising this year with 2 per game. He says he's had some chances, but haven't really buried them. He said it felt good to find the back of the net. He had that game-winning goal against New Mexico a couple weeks back. Now you bring that firepower off the bench, where Amadou Ka has had his finger on the pulse of this Phoenix team. As last time out against Monterey Bay was Ryan Flood. He became the 4th player to come off the bench in a game and score a goal. There have been impact players all throughout this Phoenix Rising side.
Think about Jamison Pang as well in that mix. He saw Sako earlier in the season when he was coming off of the bench. And Darius Johnson of late has been such a source of energy for this Phoenix Rising team, particularly in the second half. We likely would have seen him anyway come into this match. Just gonna get a few more minutes under his belt. And the silver lining to that is this is a group that has been highly focused on building game repetitions, building chemistry in the final third. Getting a player like Darius Johnson out there a little bit sooner provides some of that.
Well, we have hit the break here in Las Vegas. Phoenix getting on the score sheet through Noble Okello, as it'll be Rising leading going into halftime. First 45 minutes have come and gone here from Las Vegas. First matchup of the season between Phoenix and the Lights. And at the break, it's the home side, Las Vegas 0, Phoenix Rising 1. Stay with us for halftime. USL on CBS Sports is presented by Best Western. Nightfall here in Las Vegas. Halftime between Las Vegas Lights and Phoenix Rising. Rising lenient by 1-0. As we welcome you back inside Cashman Field with the former Georgia standout Marion Crowder, I'm Josh Eastern. Getting into the summer months now here in the USL Championship. Who stuck out to you in the Western Conference?
Has to be El Paso Locomotive, right? A team who did not make the playoffs last season. They find themselves just underneath New Mexico United. And you look at what Dennis Sanchez has done at New Mexico United. He took this Las Vegas Lights team and really put them on a different trajectory. He's going to do the same thing with New Mexico this season.
It was the two teams right below El Paso and New Mexico that took to the field tonight in the Western Conference. San Antonio playing host to FC Tulsa. FC Tulsa, a bit of a surprise team here in 2025. They've hit the ground running, but it was San Antonio going to the spot and getting on the board first.
And you mentioned it, FC Tulsa has been a real bright spot for this Western Conference, but really San Antonio can come and go. They've had some consistent matches where they've shown up defensively, and they've had some matches where they haven't. But today it was all about the penalty spot, as this from Owen Dom right outside the area. San Antonio, the home crowd, cannot believe it, but it would ultimately level us at 1.
Taylor Calhera scoring the equalizer. 1-1 on the night between San Antonio and FC Tulsa. The first game of our doubleheader here on CBS Sports Network. Much more games to come here on the Golazo Network and CBS Sports Network. A big bird battle in USL League One. That's Forward Madison and Union Omaha coming up on June 7th. It'll be followed by this same Phoenix Rising team against Orange County.
And Orange County is a team that I'd throw in there as well with don't count them out. They're a team that creates a lot on the offensive side of the ball, but recently their defensive unit has been the surprise.
Plenty more USL action across the championship and League One coming up on the Golazo Network and CBS Sports Network. Well, it is halftime here from Las Vegas. Phoenix Rising leads it by 1-0. More halftime on the way. Las Vegas, Nevada, as we are at halftime between the Lights and Rising tonight from Cashman Field. It's Phoenix Rising who leads it by a 0-0. Highlights from the first 45 minutes of action, and a lot of free kicks in the first half for Phoenix. So it would be eventually one that they would score on for the opening tally.
And it's just credit to what this Phoenix Rising side can do in a 1v1 situation. And Hope Avievu is going to be the set-piece taker as always. They had a bit of picking on in terms of Patrick Leal. Every time he drifted outside, he forced a foul, and Hope Avievu finds the head of Noble Akelu. This is such a good movement off the ball, just a half step off Johnny Rodriguez's back shoulder, does just enough to help it on, and this would send Phoenix up 1-0.
In the 38th minute, Las Vegas would start to build into this game.
It was a tremendous response. Not a goal yet to show for it, but they were close. And this was absolutely denied by a Las Vegas Lights player. But Budati, Nigro, they have been very positive in the width for Las Vegas.
At the break, it is Phoenix who are lighting up the night in Las Vegas by a 0-0. Let's see if the Lights have a response in them. The second half from Las Vegas on the way. USL on CBS Sports is presented by Best Western. Coming down the Las Vegas Strip, a little farther up the road, you'll find Cashman Field, where Phoenix Rising lead it
by a goal to nil. The travel map is brought to you by Best Western. Noble Okello putting the box-to-box in his number 8 role.
And we knew coming into this match just how pivotal of a role he plays in terms of guiding the way that this team builds through the thirds. His ability to move in and out of these central spaces, he often shifts them into a diamond, and that's what creates some overloads in the wide channels.
Here we go, second 45 minutes, just about to commence here from Las Vegas with Marion Crowder. I'm Josh Eastern. Thanks so much for being with us. A busy night of USL Championship action in the midweek before we turn our attention to the USL Jägermeister Cup on the weekend. Las Vegas looking for a comeback. It's Phoenix looking for a second straight clean sheet after their 2-0 win over Monterey Bay about 10 days ago. Waiting for the whistle from our referee, Matt Thompson. There it is, and here we go. 45 more minutes between Phoenix Rising and Las Vegas Lights. The first matchup of 2025 between these two rivals. The 20th matchup all time. Phoenix has really dominated this series with 10 wins to Las Vegas's 5, 4 draws as well in that. But it is Las Vegas who, as of late, has had the upper hand, 4-1-2 in the last 7 matchups in this series. But right now it's Phoenix through Noble Okello, who has gotten themselves out in front in this game. Don't count out this Las Vegas team. Even though they have struggled to score goals this year, they've created some good opportunities tonight. Again, it's that pressure from Phoenix Rising trying to give Las Vegas some fits. This flicked into the middle. It's Pinzon coming forward. He looks centrally. Valentin Noel distributes out wide. Joe Zhao coming forward on the overlap. The cross blocked, deflected into the middle. It'll be taken by Johnny Rodriguez, who cuts this back. It's Nigro! Kick saved by Rakovsky. But the flag was up for offside. That is why he was a bit nonchalant with it. He knew. I don't think I knew that quickly.
I have to say, I am highly impressed with the reaction time, because by the time that I heard the whistle, by the time you heard the whistle, in my head, what in the world is he doing with the kick save? Kudos to Rakovsky, being much better than you and I. It's obviously why he's on the field and we're here.
He was alert. Misplay here. It'll be chased down on the near touchline. It does stay in play. Axel Senge just finishing up his first month as a Phoenix Rising player. For 3 games under his belt. Previous to this, he's gone 90 minutes against Colorado Springs, New Mexico, and Monterey Bay. Phoenix has conceded just 2 goals in total in those 3 games.
If you take tactics really just out of the first half, it's 1v1 battles all over the field. It's been a highly competitive match to start. And the quality in the final third has really come from Las Vegas Lights. Not something that we could have said in recent matches, and you have to love where they're sitting if you're Antonio Notarino at this moment. Down a goal, yes, but probing. And a big part of that is the insertion of Dawida Peters into that single pivot role. His stability that he brings for this Las Vegas Lights team as a defensive midfielder, I think, has given them confidence to push more numbers forward.
And now it's Phoenix with numbers forward as Sacco tries to put this in the middle. He's been neutralized here on this in this attack for Phoenix Rising tonight. Has not been able to get going from his distribution standpoint. As Las Vegas will get things going again in the attack. Pinzon, couple hands into the back there, and a foul. The ball was still moving. Now a yellow card is coming out, I believe, for Antonio Notarino.
at the top of his technical area right as that whistle came. Not pleased about something, and now he'll have to watch himself for the remainder of this one. Rosarena under some pressure, keeps it moving. Garting. Nothing on there for Las Vegas. And Okello can come through the middle. Again, broken up. Malik Howell stepping in this time. Peters. Noel flicks it along, and here come the lights. Joe Chow with width. This ball comes into the middle, deflecting through and out of play. Last off, Johnny Rodriguez.
Unfortunate not to get anything out of that. A really good sequence. Building through the midfield third, straight into the wide channels. Multiple players touching the ball in that build-up sequence. Just missing that final action at this point for Las Vegas.
If you're Antonio Nocerino, you have to be pretty pleased about what has transpired in this game tonight. Now, you just got to go find that finish.
And this is also where the Phoenix Rising side is at their best. Not always the prettiest of performances, but a team that is always going to compete from start to finish, and they're going to give Las Vegas Lights a run for their money to try and close this one out with 3 points on the road.
Just talking with people around the club, hearing their quotes. This coaching staff very pleased with where this team is going, the direction in which they are headed. Trying to carry that momentum from the last couple of games, their first win streak of 2025. Maybe isn't the fastest start they've ever had, but they're still putting results on the board. Here's Okello chipping this towards goal, and it is right out of Rosarena. And he knows that was not the surface that Formella was looking for on the far side. Here's Joe Chow again. Moved out wide. The cross coming towards the penalty spot as Senge steps forward to get it away. We just saw the possession stats flash onto the board. Las Vegas has much more possession in this game than Phoenix, something I don't think we've said in any game this year for the Lights. Pinzon turns towards goal, now moves it out wide. Nigro looking to deliver. Senge, the clearance, Smith. Now Johnson, the substitute just before the break for Cabral. And now Phoenix out in transition again with Hope Aveyevu. Formella. Formella on the wrong side of the post. It's out of play. And he might be asking for a corner kick, and it doesn't appear that is what has been given. Vegas trying to get things back in play quickly, and you can see all the space that Vegas is being afforded at the moment. Pinzon, he'll go for it from distance, and well out of play. He mishit that one.
And you see JP Skeers just off of your frame, questioning why his attackers aren't coming back to play their role on the defensive side of the ball. And that's really where this Phoenix Rising team has struggled as the match goes on, whether it's fatigue, whether it's the desire to score more goals and be closer in proximity to their attacking 18-yard box. The midfield will tend to open for this Phoenix Rising side, and Las Vegas has done a really nice job in the second half to start of probing in those more central areas, much more than we saw in the first half.
Flag is up for offside. A free kick back to Las Vegas.
Show off your team pride and style with official merch from shopusl.com. Check out brand new tees, hoodies, novelty items, and more of your favorite USL team at shopusl.com by scanning the QR code now. Flick that along. Zhao had it blocked down. Formella streaming forward. Formella, his shot is wide, trying to combine with Isan Sako and just off the mark. That's a few times now that Raiko Rosarena has gotten the ball, put it down, and trying to go quickly. You wonder if it's something Antonio Nocerino is trying to get across to his team at the start of the second half.
I think it has to do with exactly what we just pointed out, that this Phoenix Rising team, in terms of their attackers, do have a tendency to be a bit delayed in their transition back to the defensive side of the ball. If Raiko Rosarena can get the ball into play quickly, he can, at some points, mitigate 3-4 different players in this Phoenix Rising defense.
That Pamadou Ka has maybe been given a yellow card here, so if so, both coaches into the book in this game. Howell trying to connect with Pinzon. There's too tight a space there around the 18-yard box. Cleared up fields. Rosarena at the top of his area. Had to get something on it. Gartig was also right there. It's out for a Phoenix throw. Talked in the first half about his Pamadou Ka and his interview with Mike Watts, Devin Kerr on USL All Access. Definitely go check it out if you have not listened to it yet. Good to get inside the brain of the first-year head coach for Phoenix Rising. The amount of pride he has as a coach, and being able to be a coach and be around this game, this sport, has really given him so much in his life.
When we were in San Antonio earlier for the CBS matchup versus this Phoenix Rising side, had the opportunity to watch Pamadou Ka coach from the sidelines. And when I tell you that there is arguably not an intensity that's matched across the USL Championship, maybe by Antonio Nocerino tonight, but Pamadou Ka, the intensity with which he guides, directs, involves himself from the sideline during these 90 minutes, it speaks exactly to what you're saying and exactly what you'll hear in that interview with Mike Watts, just the pride that he has in being able to play this game and the respect that should ultimately come with that.
Phoenix trying to add a second. It's broken up there. Vegas looking to play direct. Johnny Rodriguez, a lot of hard running for him tonight. Senge able to step in. Rolled forward. Good passing here from Phoenix, looking for Sako right through the middle. And Rosarena steps in. Tiger again down the line. And a whistle here. It'll be a free kick coming for Las Vegas. They've been trying to take these quickly. Here's Howell. He'll step forward. Jersey tug is Leal, but he's battling through the middle to keep possession. Budani now for Joe Zhao. Valentin Noel puts this into the box. Another clearance for Phoenix. It'll be a throw-in on the way for Las Vegas. Going quickly. Here's Noel. Noel commits that foul. Valentin Noel, a player a season ago who had 11 goals, 7 assists, but has just not really gotten going a whole lot in 2025. Just a goal and an assist for Noel. Let's take a look at the Best Western upcoming schedule. The linear TV schedule on the way. We'll see Louisville take on Rhode Island on ESPN2. That'll be 8 Eastern on June 11th. Next game here on CBS Sports Network, a USL League One matchup. Forward Madison Mingo's taking on the newcomers, Westchester FC. Then Lexington will take on the defending champion, Colorado Springs Switchbacks. That'll be on June 20th. Busy summer of soccer across the United States. Peters. Here's Leal looking to play through the middle again. Senge, an acrobatic clearance. Nigro trying to distribute out wide. Broken up again. That was Ryan Flood that time for Phoenix. Budani going to ground. Didn't win it. Flood puts it out. There are moments in this game in which Phoenix sitting very deep, forced to defend quite a bit, and Vegas just keep on coming. Long switch of play, Zhao cuts it in. Joe Zhao, big deflection on it. And it'll carry him out of play for a corner kick.
You mentioned it, Josh, the possession has really been all Las Vegas Lights, and it's a credit to what they've been doing and their ability to find isolation in the wide areas. Pinzon on the left, Zhao on the right. And so much of the distribution throughout the entirety of this match has come from Nigro. He has been probably their most active attacker.
Be an in-swinger, played back post, punched away by Rakovsky. Throwing on the way for Las Vegas. Top of the area. Chance to hit this one. That's a tall wall behind the goal. I think it cleared it. Valentin Noel trying to get going.
Phoenix right now just making life difficult. That low block congesting the central spaces. But it should bode in the favor of Las Vegas Lights, who have found the majority of their success here tonight in that out-to-in type of attack. We've seen Nigro start to invert a lot more in the central area in this second half. He's been a bit of that switch point into the wingers. Like we mentioned, Zhao, Pinzon. The more they can find those players in isolation and get services, the better likelihood they have at equalizing this match down the stretch.
Zhao steps in again. He's been an influential player tonight for Las Vegas. You mentioned those 1v1 battles. Zhao against Flood has been a good one to watch on Las Vegas's right side, Phoenix's left. Pinzon keeps this one in play, prevents another Phoenix throw. Down the line, Pinzon back in field. Rolls it out wide for Joe Zhao. Zhao racing forward, moving this ahead. Rodriguez saved! Rakowski gets fingertips on it.
As good of a save as it was. If you're Valentin Noel, you've got to continue the run. Here's that moment of isolation again. Joe Zhao makes no mistake about it. He finds a great run of Johnny Rodriguez, and Valentin Noel, alone at the back post, wasn't being tracked. That's one where you've got to sell out completely.
He hasn't been called into much action over these last couple of games, but you gotta make that big save when you're called upon, and Rakowski does just that. Now a driven corner kick to the top of the area, settled. Pinzon keeps it moving. Pinzon through traffic. It ends up out of play. It'll be another corner kick.
Good low-driven ball from Valentin Noel. That's a couple times now that we've seen this Las Vegas Light side elect to go for a corner kick that finds a player sitting right outside the area.
Another in-swinger. Rakowski came for it. A whistle comes. It'll be another corner kick. Boy, Las Vegas really putting the pressure on this Phoenix defense. Floated towards the top of the area. Noel on the volley. Blocked again. Oh, these are high degree of difficulty when you try to float it up and take it through all that traffic. They've tried it twice now from both sides. Nigro back for Noel, played back post and headed out of play, and now Phoenix can take a breath. Sub on the way for Las Vegas. The end of the night for Dauda Peters. It'll be Von Koval who will enter. The 21-year-old from San Diego. His second season with Las Vegas. A spell overseas in England with Hull City and Forest Green. And now comes on for the Lights. You can't keep your eyes off the action tonight in Las Vegas. 1-0 to Phoenix, chances on both sides. A whistle here, it'll be a free kick on the way. This feels like a very fragile 1-0 lead for Phoenix.
And the recent substitution from Antonio Nocerino says that he is not going to be content without getting the equalizer, especially given just how well his team has played. Best attack probably we've seen from them in quite some time. And Koval coming in for Peters. While Peters had a wonderful night and I thought allowed them to do a lot more in the attack than we've seen in recent matches, Koval will typically partner up with Johnny Rodriguez as a bit of a two-front. We see him right now on the far side of your screen, that right winger. Just provides another look, another option, another connection point for this Las Vegas side.
Right forward in the middle, Howell. This floated again through the middle. It'll fall for Hope Avayevu.
This is a Las Vegas Lights team that we really have not seen in 2025. 14 shots to Phoenix's 5, 58% possession. Almost feels like Vegas from a year ago. They just haven't been able to beat Patrick Rakowski as of yet.
This is actually similar of the last match versus El Paso Locomotive, where Valentin Noel dropped a bit deeper to act more as a distributor. Christian Pinzon tucks in to more of that central attacking midfield role. You have the insertion, as we just mentioned, of Koval on the right-hand side. Joe Zhao swaps to the left-hand side.
You can see how animated Antonio Nocerino is in his technical area, wanting to get this right for Las Vegas. Now can they find a breakthrough? Looking to play in behind, all the way to the end line, floated back post and chested out of play by Ryan Flood. Corner kick, Las Vegas.
And that all started from Valentin Noel dropping back to get the ball and highlighting his distribution ability. The 2v1 in the wide channel, a service to no one, but really forced Ryan Flood to be creative and strict with that clearance.
Here's Valentin Noel lifting this out of play. You can see the evident frustration from the Frenchman.
It's because it's close, right? And oftentimes as players, as coaching staff, the most frustrating place to be is right on the cusp of a breakthrough. And that's exactly what it feels like right now for this Las Vegas Light side.
Here's Okello trying to step forward. Out wide for Darius Johnson. Trying to get end line. Johnson, it was Howell who touched it out of play. Good work there from Johnson. A corner kick for Phoenix as they can move things upfield and take a rest defensively here. This will be their 4th corner kick of the game, Phoenix. Prefers those in-swingers. It'll be Ryan Flood to take it. In-swinger, near post, cleared away. Rolling all the way to the near touchline and out of play. Phoenix just trying to take the sting out of this game at the moment, settle things down. The Lights have been all over them here in this second half. Sacco for Johnson. Johnson kept it in play. Now it's Hope Aveyevu who stays down, but it's play on here for Las Vegas. Joe Zhao. Looking in fields, looking across. It's sitting there right in the middle of the box. Flood did just enough to help get it away. Back into his central area, taken on the volley and driven wide. Christian Pinzon again for Las Vegas. Catch more footy Friday at 2:45 Eastern as England takes on Portugal in the UEFA Women's Nations League. Don't miss an epic Match Day 5 right here on CBS Sports Network.
Subs on the way for both teams. First off, it'll be Christopher Pearson coming onto the field for Las Vegas. For Phoenix, Mo Traore and Joe Margarita will enter the field. Isan Sako will be coming off for Mo Traore. Traore, his first appearance since April the 6th, that 2-1 win against San Antonio. The other sub off was Dariush Formella for Phoenix Rising. Second substitution window.
Number 5, Mohamed Traore. Leading the game, number 9, Isan Sako. And number 29, Darius.
For Las Vegas, change on that front line. It was a bright night for Joe Zhao. His night has now come to a close. Second sub of the game for Antonio Nocerino. Gartig floating it out wide again. Smith nods it out of play. Throw-in coming for Las Vegas. They had that good flurry of action about 10 minutes ago. We're not able to break through. Still looking for that breakthrough. Nigro, good player to turn to. He delivers. It's over everybody's head and out of play. And the frustrations in the attack continuing here for Las Vegas.
This is where it's tricky, right? Because you're starting to realize that time is your enemy, and there's a tendency to start to push and start to get impatient. And while this is a Las Vegas Lights that does typically go quickly through the thirds, there is going to have to be moments, especially in a bit more lateral passing, to pull them out of structure, pull them out of their shape, and hopefully find a more dangerous opportunity. And with the insertion of Christopher Pearson for Joe Zhao, not a like-for-like change from Antonio Nocerino. Christopher Pearson's going to drop into that defensive midfield role, and that will hopefully free up Valentin Noel to be more involved in the attack.
The player that Las Vegas would love to get going is Valentin Noel. Whistle here, free kick on the way. Pearson going direct over the top, headed away by Flood, but Vegas able to keep this alive. Another delivery coming into the middle, it's broken up. And a foul here against Kovo. He just completely took out the legs of the Phoenix player. And a quick decision there from Matt Thompson to go to his pocket.
And nothing against Kovo here, but he was stopped in his tracks. He didn't mean to foul him. That's just the intelligence and the skill of Hope Avievu.
Avievu back to his feet. Antonio Nocerino still pacing around that technical area. Well, this has to be when it's most frustrating. You're getting the chances, getting in good areas, but you're just not putting it away. There's not a whole lot the coach can do or say at this point.
A few more options into the final third. He's got several key attackers onto the pitch at this point with the recent substitutions. But I go back to what I said, at that point, it's just about patience. Not forcing yourself to be the hero in that moment. Yes, you want to be direct, you want to be decisive, but you have to realize that Phoenix Rising is going to be willing to let you be on the ball. They're going to drop into much more of a low block can congest those central areas. You're going to have to be that much more tedious about the way that you pull them apart.
Stoppage here, another sub on the way. It'll be Knight Pickering coming on. It's the end of the day for Patrick Leal, who is on a yellow card. This is an attacking player for a midfielder. That's the final sub of the game for Las Vegas. Pickering with 1 goal in the regular season, also scored in the USL Jägermeister Cup, what turned out to be a game-winning goal against AV Alta of USL League One.
Knight Pickering much more of a threat in the 18-yard box, getting on the end of service.
Floated forward again, Rakowski the punch. Now he's out of his goal. Pinzon moves it out wide. Nigro chips it up. Rakowski claims it through traffic. Strong goalkeeping from the Phoenix keeper.
And these are the moments where the smallest of decisions begin to matter. Look at the run from Knight Pickering. He's asking for it. You see it there, asking for it at the near post. And the decision to loft that one into a sea of black jerseys, not the right one in that moment.
Yellow card issued to Las Vegas Lights.
A yellow card here to Gennaro Nigro. 9 minutes to go plus stoppage time. Floated forward, taken by Rosarena. Broken up by Margarita. Vegas able to keep it. Now he's saying these sorts of games, the longer it stays just a 1-goal margin, the more confident Vegas has to feel that they can still get something out of this game. Chance creation in the second half for Phoenix has almost been non-existent, just 2 shots, neither of them on target. They only have 1 corner kick to Las Vegas's 6 in this second half. 10 shots alone in this half as well for the Lights.
Well, there were 2 key questions coming into this match, one for each team. On the Las Vegas side, it was, could your offensive threats start to help out this more defensive-oriented system? Could they take some of the burden off of just having to play shadow pressure for 90 minutes? And the answer, despite not having a goal, is yes. I do think that they have taken a whole lot of pressure off of the defensive unit here in this matchup, and the response has been there. And then the question for Phoenix was simply, can you be consistent? We saw them come into this match with their first clean sheet of the 2025 season, and they're well on their way to producing the second.
This will run out of play. Another corner kick for the Lights. This is corner kick number 9 of this game for the home side. But can they make one count? Played towards the top of the area. Nigro again delivers the header away. Koval. Now Noel lifts it in once more. Rakowski gets the punch on it, and he took out one of his players in the process. It was Smith. He's shaken up as Pearson takes it on. Moved along again for Pearson, and it's ripped wide. And Smith still keeled over. What a rip there from the substitute.
He got every single lace through this one. Watch this. Choo! Took a nasty deflection. Gets it again. Gets it even better. Well wide, but very well struck.
No sound effect for the second one?
I will. Hey, replay, can we have that again? But before all of that, what a save by Rakowski. That was a big time save. Yeah, took out his own player in the midst of it. but when called upon tonight, hasn't been called into action, Josh, as you mentioned a lot in the previous matches, but he's had to come up big several times here in this second half.
Even with the 16 shots and counting for Las Vegas, just 3 of them on target. It's been a lot of crosses and balls that he's come off his line for Rakowski. Might have to do it again here. This time, though, deflecting out. A 10th corner kick on the way for the Lights. Valentin Noel to stand over this one with just over 5 minutes to go. Out swinging ball, heads go up, Rakowski's there again. Stepping in once more, Budati! Was it far away, and Rakowski makes a brilliant save. Over to the corner again. I'd say the corner flag, but I don't think there's a flag on that stick anymore. It's just the corner stick. In swinger, headed away again. Margarita nods it forward. Phoenix looking to go in transition. Koval has to be very careful there. Easily could have been sent off. Here's the last chance for Vegas.
Coming into this match, haven't felt that Las Vegas has done a good enough job of winning those kinds of 50-50 balls. And not only does Budati step up and win it, that would have been enough, but he picked out his corner and he was going for it unless Patrick Rakowski had something else to say, and he continues to stand on his head.
Final few minutes from Cashman Field here in Las Vegas tonight, finishing out this double dip of USL Championship action here on CBS Sports Network. Earlier tonight, it was San Antonio 1, FC Tulsa 1. The other game across the league tonight was also a 4-4 draw between Indy 11 and Hartford Athletic, who came into play tonight, Hartford, as the lowest scoring team in the league with only 5 goals scored, and they put 4 past Indy tonight.
You know, the season has to turn around at some point. I'm of the belief that everyone has to have a turning point at some point in the season, and tonight it was Hartford. And honestly, Josh, I have felt like if you took the scoreline away from our game, this is the match that's actually felt like it could have been a 4-2, 4-3 type of scoreline. The first half end-to-end action, midfield non-existent, all the action in the 18-yard boxes. And since really the second half whistle, Las Vegas Lights just been peppering this Phoenix Rising side.
We had 5 minutes as now Yunus Budati has gone out. He has been down here for a few minutes. That's Budati, who is limping off the field now. Oh, this is really not what you want to see on multiple fronts. First, for Las Vegas, they're out of subs.
Yep.
They've used 3 substitution windows with Pearson, Pickering, and Koval coming on. They're not able to replace Budati unless this is a concussion sub. And the other part of it, you hope this isn't long-term, because he's just a couple hundred minutes away from reaching 10,000 for his USL Championship career. as Budati comes off the field, and Las Vegas will have to try to get back in this game, down a man now.
Not the things that you can predict either as a manager. Nothing I think that Antonio Notarino would change, just an unfortunate circumstance. Budati, as you mentioned, not only so close to a milestone in his career, but has just been one of the consistent bright spots for this Las Vegas Light side. And tonight we just talked about his ability to step in and win those 50-50 balls, provide stability into the back line, even provide some distribution into the attack at times. But the balance that he brings has really allowed a player like Nigro, who we've seen very involved in the attack. Budati's presence allows that to happen, so an unfortunate set of circumstances to finish here for Las Vegas.
Entering 6 minutes of stoppage time. Here's Margarita. Comes in field, Okello. Gerald Margarita. Again, Okello. He scored all the way back in the 24th minute tonight. Out of play. Throw-in coming for Phoenix Rising. They'll be in no rush to take this. Phoenix coming through the lines again. Moved out wide for Margarita. Gerald Margarita taking off the ball. Good defending by Nigro. And Nigro continuing forward. Skiers. Looks like advantage being played here for Las Vegas. Pickering just trying to chip that one forward. Nothing on, and possession turned over. This running towards the touchline and out of play. And now the referee will go and issue a yellow card to JP Skiers for this challenge.
It's very good refereeing from our head official. Lets the play continue, as he should. Brings it back to give the yellow accordingly.
Down the line again. Chance to cross. Blocked down. And Ryan Flood gets this one away. There was one other game tonight in the USL Jägermeister Cup between Monterey Bay and Spokane Velocity. Monterey Bay won it 1-0, but the USL League One side, Spokane, had 24 shots with only one on target, and they lose 1-0. Crushing defeat for Lee Wiedemann's side. Here in Vegas, another 1-0 scoreline as Noel delivers into the middle. Contact in the area. It's a point to the spot. Knight Pickering draws it. And a penalty kick all the way for Vegas.
Well, Nigro does well to get himself turned. He combines. It's an underlapping run, and Valentin Noel picks out the delayed run of Knight Pickering, and that is brilliant from Knight Pickering. He doesn't try to provide too much separation, knows that he's got players protecting the near post for Phoenix Rising, slows up his run just a little bit, and an over-aggressive defensive effort from Phoenix Rising lead to the most promising opportunity Las Vegas has had all night.
Valentin Noel will step to the spot against Patrick Rakowski. He's not faced a penalty this year, but Rakowski, if you remember, 2021 USL Championship final, making a big save in that game for Orange County against the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Not quite the same stage, but a big moment here for Rakowski against Noel, who has scored a penalty this year. A chance for Las Vegas to salvage a point after all these opportunities all night long. 19 shots, 4 on target. Waiting for the referee's go-ahead. Big moment in second half stoppage time. Valentin Noel against Patrick Rakowski. Noel has it saved! Rakowski keeps it out! Rakowski may have just salvaged the win for Phoenix!
I thought he had a big night before. But this all but solidifies you as the man of the match for Phoenix Rising. And Valentin Noel, he opens up his hips. You'll see it here. It's very predictable in that penalty where he's gonna go. And it's such discipline from Rakowski not to leave early. He reads the hips, he guesses right, and he gets down to a really tough spot. It makes a save, my goodness.
The chance was there for Las Vegas to take something away from this one tonight. And it's Patrick Rakowski who denies it. Now a free kick for Phoenix Rising. That is full time. Phoenix Rising win it by a 1-0. Patrick Rakowski, the hero for Rising.
And look, first of all, we've got to give credit to this Las Vegas Light side. They did many positive things tonight, but I go back to what we said about this Phoenix Rising team, their willingness to compete at the individual level that leads to group outings like this. Several different individuals have stepped up for Pamadouka. Tonight, it's his goalkeeper, Patrick Rakowski.
We will come back and wrap things up from Las Vegas. But what a finish tonight from Cashman Field. The Lights poured everything forward, but in the end, it was not enough. Phoenix Rising win it by a 0-0. We'll start our post game after the break.
presented by Best Western. Patrick Rakowski, the hero tonight for Phoenix Rising.
Noble Okello's goal, the difference, as Phoenix beats Las Vegas by 1-0. Highlights from tonight's 90 minutes. First matchup of the season between Vegas and Phoenix. It was in the first half, 24th minute. Avievu fouled, and then he would set up the free kick for Okello.
What a delivery, what movement from Okello off the back shoulder, barely of Johnny Rodriguez, just enough to get up and guide that into the side netting.
Come the second half, Las Vegas would really start to pour it on, but it was Phoenix who still had a few chances of their own.
And this is probably the last attacking chance that we'll see from this Phoenix Rising side, and it's arguably due to a mistake, a rare one from Raiko Rosarina, where ultimately no harm, no foul. But after that, it was all Las Vegas. There was so much in between to get us to 90+5, but it felt like all the good work was gonna culminate in this key moment. Valentin Noel goes to the spot, and Patrick Rakowski, so many saves leading him up to this point, but this is the one where you can see just how much it means.
Tough one to take for Las Vegas and Valentin Noel, but it is Phoenix who take away the full 3 points tonight. The final stats, it was Las Vegas. They were all over Phoenix. This was a Las Vegas team we had yet to see in 2025.
And while the result didn't favor them, there were so many positives to take. This was the most attacking prowess we've seen from this Las Vegas Light side. The question is, can they continue and take the positives into their next match while Phoenix gets their second clean sheet of the 2025 season?
Phoenix have now won 3 straight games in 2025. This is what is to come on the Golazo Network and CBS Sports Network. It'll be a doubleheader on June 7th and June 14th on the Golazo Network. The next game on CBS Sports Network in USL League One between Forward Madison and Westchester SC. Well, that will do it for our coverage tonight from Las Vegas. A night that Phoenix will want to remember for a long time. A 1-0 win over the Lights. Patrick Rakowski, the hero. For our entire crew, broadcast partner Marion Crowder, I'm Josh Eastern saying so long from Cashman Field. Phoenix Rising win it by 1-0. Good night from Las Vegas.